Ms. Squally, your name, please.
My name is what you asked
Yes.
for?
I did.
No, I'm not Peyton Ansley John Milton. I'm the agent authorized to represent Peyton Ansley John Milton as written in all capital letters.
And how do you choose to go forward?
Pro se, please.
Okay,
Your Honor.
you even know the right term. Okay.
And there's no victim in this alleged crime. I might preface this with, I have gone to anti-kidnapping training. I was inhumanely subject to what I would define as torturous actions.
All right, folks. Today we're dealing with one of the most clueless, sovereign citizens to ever walk into a courtroom. This guy is running the same tired script like he thinks it's some kind of legal cheat code. But spoiler alert, it's not. The judge literally laughs in his face, and honestly, I don't blame him. How do you argue against reality with that much confidence? At what point do these people realize that the law doesn't care about their made-up rules and fantasy legal jargon? It's honestly wild how we've reached a point where this kind of nonsense is so common. These sovereign citizens are like walking Reddit threads with zero self-awareness. Let me know in the comments what you think this guy's IQ might be. I'm thinking somewhere between room temperature and freezing. All right, let's dive in.
And as to Mr. Milton, is there a competency concern, or is this
I am not represented by anybody besides myself in my sovereign capacity. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I did have an opportunity to speak to him. I read him the reports.
Who is him?
Don't interrupt. I'm letting
I read him.
Langley go. You just sit quietly.
Thank you.
I read him the report so that he will understand the charges against him. He didn't wish to hear anything more about his rights, and he does not wish to be represented. Thank you.
As the agent for Peyton Ansley John Milton, you are indicating to me that you're quite familiar with Peyton Ansley John Milton, and that's basically you. Is that correct?
I am the agent authorized to represent Peyton Ansley John Milton as written in all capital letters.
All right. And you understand, for my purposes, though that language doesn't make any sense. So
no, I do not.
I understand. Okay. Well, I'm telling you that. And so I am, until you disabuse me of the motion or the notion, I am inclined to believe that you are both the agent and the person. So, and it's
I'm not a person. I am one of the people. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So for the record, that's my finding. Yeah, hold on. We're not done.
Okay.
Have a seat.
You got it.
And thank you. Mr. Sharp, let me swear you in. Swear the testimony and probable cause application will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I so swear, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Sharp.
Of all the things you could say while getting arrested, this sovereign citizen really chose, "I'm too drunk to be held accountable." Not, "I didn't do it," not, "You've got the wrong guy." Nope. He basically admits to the crime and then tries to dodge responsibility because he was wasted. Sovereign citizens never fail to amaze me with their complete misunderstanding of how the law actually works. It's like they genuinely believe that if they throw around enough pseudo-legal nonsense, reality just won't apply to them. I mean, seriously. You're out at a 7-Eleven committing crimes while drunk, and your defense is, "I'm too wasted." To be responsible? It's baffling. These guys all seem to share the same victim complex, too. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it really feels like they're just professional victims at this point. And let's be honest, this is probably what happens when you buy one of those sovereign citizen courses off Reddit or YouTube. Anyway, let's jump back in, because this guy's about to get even more heated.
On the charge of criminal trespass first degree, is the city making a motion to revoke the deferral on the assault conviction or on the assault case?
Based on the new law violation, yes.
Thank you. And let's see.
Will I get a moment here to articulate anything?
I'll let you know. So sit tight. I'm still working through the process.
Of course.
All right. So, Mr. Sharp, it appears that the assault was not a deferral. It was a stipulated order of continuance.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. So we'll note the city's motion to revoke the continuance on the assault charge based on the allegation of a new law violation. And Mr. Milton is asking not to be represented by counsel. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, so let's have a little chat about that. If you choose to represent yourself, which is your right, you can make that choice, but I want to make sure that we make a record that you are doing so knowingly and voluntarily. Ms. Langley is an attorney. I'm going to guess that you have not gone to law school and become a member of the bar. Is that correct?
I can neither confirm nor deny that information, actually.
Okay. So not being an attorney, you understand that if you represent yourself, the court cannot assist you in recognition of the fact that you're not an attorney. So you will end up missing things you're supposed to do. You will do things you're not supposed to do. And all of those things will likely work to your detriment. So it is never a smart thing to represent yourself. And frankly, if an attorney were to say they would represent themselves, I would have the same conversation with them and advise them, I think it's a foolish decision to make. You, however, have that right, as I pointed out, but I want to make sure you understand you have the right to have counsel. You have the right to have me appoint counsel, or you can hire counsel. And if you ask me to appoint counsel, I can appoint counsel at no cost. So you understand all of that.
I appreciate that, and I do. Thank you.
And how do you choose to go forward?
Pro se, please.
Okay,
Your Honor.
even know the right term. Okay.
Your Honor, I was not ready.
This sovereign citizen decides to go pro se, because of course he does. And now he's asking the judge how to get the body cam footage. Bro, you literally have a lawyer sitting right next to you on the Zoom call, fully ready to handle that. For you. But no, you refuse help just to turn around and beg the judge for legal advice? Someone please make it make sense in the comments. Judges aren't your personal legal assistants. This is what gets me about sovereign citizens. They act like they've unlocked some secret legal cheat code, but can't even figure out basic courtroom procedures. If you're going to reject a lawyer, at least pretend you know what you're doing. Instead, he's fumbling through legal terms like he's reading off a fast food menu. Your Honor, how do I, request the body cam thing? I swear, sovereign. Citizens are the only people who think that stubborn confidence can replace actual legal knowledge. Let me know what you guys think. Is this peak sovereign citizen delusion? Or have you seen worse? Because I know I have, but this one is definitely something else.
Like I said, I can't represent you. You're going to have to figure all that out yourself for purposes of today.
I'll require 4 to 6 hours of unhindered internet access so that I can properly represent myself. If you would write that into a court order.
Read your form on your constitutional rights.
Did I read my form? I don't believe I was provided anything.
Okay. Is there a corrections officer there?
Mr. Upton.
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's present Mr. Milton a copy of the rights form and have him read it. And then he and I can talk about it.
Yes, Your Honor. There's one taped to the desk right in front of me.
Okay. Why don't you take a minute and read it? Let me know when you're done reading it, Mr. Milton.
Appreciate you. I haven't been Mirandized, so it's hard for me to even start since I can't technically be charged with anything. And there's no victim in this alleged crime.
I know all I'm asking right now is for you to read the rights and tell me that you have done so.
All right. Would you please silence yourself? Forgive me.
And actually, Ms. Langley, if you'll unmute, because I have some questions for you regarding other cases.
I have completed the reading, sir.
All right, thank you. I'll talk about that with you in just a moment as soon as I finish this document I'm working on.
Thank you.
Any question about those rights that are on that form?
Not particularly.
Okay, thank you. All right, so with the question before the court now is whether I'm going to hold you on bail. The city has asked for $500 cash or bond on each case. Just address that issue. Don't address the underlying facts, because to the extent that you do so, any statement you say regarding that can be used against you on these cases. So right now, just address the issue of whether you should be released or not.
Appreciate you. Yes, I would like to request being released on personal recognizance. And the reason being is because there were several things articulated in the statement that were absolutely not true. For one, I was
Okay, yeah, hold
not in
on.
possession of a no worries. I was not in possession of a cell phone, as I had my vehicle, my phone, my computer, my passport, and every physical possession stolen from me last time I was under arrest for defending a senior citizen in this community. The same day that Officer Tittle refused to search the man who stole my key.
Okay, anything else?
That's it for now.
Okay.
Unless you would allow me to fill in some details that they failed to read me my Miranda rights, and I wasn't taking a statement from in both questioned cases in question.
All right. So what the case of Miranda tells us is that if you make any statements while under arrest prior to being read your Miranda rights, the prosecutor is limited in its ability to present those statements to the court. It doesn't have any other purpose other than whether something you say can be used against you. That's the whole purpose of Miranda. Doesn't mean they can't go forward with a criminal charge.
Wow. Who could have guessed? Another sovereign citizen who has absolutely no clue how the law works. Shocking, right? Seriously, though, where did we go wrong as a country? These sovereign citizens are multiplying like NPCs in a broken video game, and somehow each new one knows less than the last. Is there a secret training camp where they just sit around misinterpreting laws and hyping each other up? Like, how do you stand in front of a judge and confidently argue using zero legal knowledge? It's almost impressive how committed they are to being wrong. I know some of you in the comments blame politics, but honestly, I don't even know what's fueling this anymore. Maybe it's social media, maybe it's YouTube University, or maybe it's just a guy named Patriot71076 on Facebook handing out bootleg legal advice. Whatever it is, it's getting out of control. At this point, we should start taking bets. How long until one of them tries to use Minecraft law in court? Let me know your take on this. Why do you think sovereign citizens are becoming so common these days? Drop your thoughts below, and let's dive back in.
One of the reasons don't want to represent yourself, but I've explained that to you now. But I just want to make sure. So you still wish to represent yourself?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Seem like a sharp guy, so
Appreciate you, Your Honor.
seem dedicated to it. Okay. Based on the outstanding warrant out of Skagit County, I will hold in $500 cash or bond bail on each case, total $1,000 cash or bond. And I'll remind you, you're to have no contact with the 7-Eleven store, no criminal law violations, not consume any alcohol and marijuana, not enter any bar or tavern. And give me some realistic expectation. Are you going to be able to post bail or likely not?
If the minimum that I'm allowed to throw on a bail is 300 and I have to bail out for two things, then I'm certain I would need to acquire a phone number that I don't have in order to make that happen. And so I would have to say that it may be closer to impossible this time around.
Okay. Well, you may know from your history that the bail here is usually 10% of what's ordered. So $50 on each case is what a bonding company would want from you. I don't
Cool.
know whether that
Well, I have
changes anything.
$100. Isn't that
Okay. All right. Thank you. I will set this for 3 weeks from today at 1:30 in the afternoon. So on Monday, the 24th of April, for what we call a pretrial, Mr. Milton. And at the pretrial hearing, you will have received information from the city prior to that as to any offer to settle the case. Just so you know, you don't have to accept it. But they will be contacting you to give you whatever offer they have. And then you'll tell them, the court at that time, whether you wish to accept the offer and enter whatever arrangement is made, or whether you wish to go to trial. So that'll be what we discuss on the 24th.
awesome? In the meantime, will I be allowed 4 to 6 hours of unhindered internet access so that I can represent myself?
Yeah, I do not regulate the jail. So you're gonna have to talk to the folks at the jail.
If you write it as a court order, I'm certain that they will be more likely to comply than if you don't.
All right, I'm not gonna write it as a court order. Like I say, I don't mess with how the jails run their jail, but
Speaking
they've
of,
heard
by
you,
the
and
way,
Mr. Sharp has heard you, and we'll go forward that
on
way.
a side note, if I may, Your Honor, during intake, and I might preface this with, I have gone to anti-kidnapping training. I was inhumanely subject to what I would define as torturous actions. It was by C.O. Patero. I have nothing against the man, but he only sought to escalate a situation physically that could have been de-escalated with a verbal warning, a verbal, hey, knock your stuff off, a verbal, and I was completely compliant physically, as you can see on camera if you look in holding C on the night that I was intaken. And when I was asked to be picked up and seated, they had refused and told me on their paper that they checked on me every 15 minutes when I was checked on about 3 times the first 2 hours and about twice in the last half an hour. So,
All right, we got that.
Yep, appreciate you.
Well, this one was definitely interesting, and honestly, I really enjoyed it. This judge was hilarious. His sarcastic little comments had me cracking up the whole time. If you rewatch the hearing, you'll catch him smirking or trying so hard not to laugh. And honestly, I don't blame him one bit. How are you supposed to keep a straight face when a sovereign citizen seriously claims they were kidnapped, aka arrested, for breaking the law? Like, bro, that's not how words work. You can't just redefine arrest to make it sound scarier. By that logic, getting a speeding ticket is highway robbery and paying taxes is extortion. Actually, they probably believe that too. Sovereign citizens live in their own little alternate reality. They break the law, get cuffed, and immediately start yelling, "This is illegal!" like it's some kind of magic spell that makes everything go away. No, buddy. You're not being oppressed. You're just facing the consequences. What kills me is how they twist legal definitions to fit their narrative, and no matter how many times they get corrected, they never back down. How many courtroom losses does it take before you realize just maybe you don't actually know the law? But yeah, I love this hearing. Definitely one for the books. I'm wrapping it up here, but let me know what you thought in the comments. How many IQ points do you think this guy was working with? The judge said he was a smart guy, but I'm not seeing it. Thanks for watching, and take care, everybody.